Today we're going to learn how to play Whist. I have been doing a series of videos on community and on the importance of community, and particularly as Christians, how important it is for us to be living life together with each other, not just at church, but outside of church and all that we do. And so I'm doing a couple videos on just some really simple, kind of low intensity and low investment ways to be spending time with people. One of my favorite things to do is to play cards, to play games with people, because it's really easy to invite people into your home or just meet up at a coffee shop or even a little restaurant, fast food place, wherever, library, but just invite people. And then you can just, bust out a couple dollar deck of cards and you can play so many different games and have a lot of fun with it. And so today we're going to be talking about what I think is one of the really simple card games, and I actually love to teach this card game to people who are maybe newer to cards before we jump into more complex games. And so today we're going to learn how to play Whist. Now, to play Whist, you just need a standard 52 card deck, and we're going to use the entire deck. And so normally if you buy a deck of cards, it's going to come with jokers as well. Make sure you remove all those jokers and everything, and you're going to just take your 52 card deck, you're going to shuffle it up. And Whist is for it's a 4-player game. And now there is a version of Whist I'm going to do another video on. It's called German Whist. Me and my wife play this all the time. It's a 2-player variation, but this is a 4-player variation. And Whist is a 4-player card game. It's a trick-taking game. If you are unfamiliar with cards at all, generally ace is high, but not always. In Whist, ace is high, and then it goes king, queen, jack, 10, and then from 10 all the way down to 2 in numerical value. And so in Whist, the way the game works is that you deal out the cards, a player leads, and you must follow suit. Ace is always high. You must follow the suit that was led. The highest card takes the trick, and at the end of the hand, whoever has taken the most tricks wins. So let's check this out. Like I said, we're just going to be using a standard 52 deck of cards here, and you're going to shuffle these up. You can split up into teams of 2 however you want. Just pick your favorite player, or sometimes we'll just flip cards, and the 2 highest and the 2 lowest people or cards are on a team with each other. So in this case, whoever was sitting in these 2 seats, they'd be partners. So you'd kind of rearrange, and then these 2 people would be partners, you would rearrange. Now, you generally are going to sit across from your partner in a card game if you're unfamiliar with cards. If you're familiar with cards, you know all of this already, right? If you're sitting at a table where you can easily reach from all 4 sides, just sit across from each other. If you're sitting at a longer table, then you would sit like this, and I guess get it over here where you can see it. These 2 people would be partners, these 2 people would be partners. You'd sit side by side like that. So the way this game works is you're playing with a standard deck, and you're going to deal the entire deck. So you're going to deal 13 cards to each person, and so you always start left of the dealer, and you're going to deal out all the cards, so each person's going to get 13 cards. Now, on the last time around, you're going to deal out the last cards, then the last card of the deck that's going to go back to the dealer actually gets flipped face up, and everybody gets to see what that card is. Whatever suit this card is, that suit is made trump. And now the way that these games work, trick-taking games work generally, is that whatever card is led, that suit must be followed around the table. So if you have a card in that suit, you have to play a card of that suit. But in the event that you don't have a card of that suit, you can throw off. You can throw any card of any suit that you want, but if you throw trump, trump will always supersede. It always trumps whatever was thrown. So even if a person led the ace of spades, it's the highest spade there is. If you don't have a spade, you could throw your measly 3 of hearts or 2 of hearts in this case, since hearts is trump, and you'll be able to take that trick because any trump, even the lowest trump, is going to be higher than the highest of whatever suit is led. So at this point in the game, what happens is everybody will take their respective hands. You're able to kind of sort your hands out. I'll reveal mine in just a moment. And then starting left of the dealer, this person will lead a card from their hand, It goes around the table clockwise. Like I said, you must follow suit. The highest card that gets played takes the trick. There are 13 total tricks. So really the goal of the game is if there are 13 tricks, you want to take more than half. That means you've won the hand. So that means you want to take 7 or more. So in this game, every trick over 6 that you have taken is a point. And you can play to whatever point total really you want to. Some people will just play just a single hand or a couple of hands and just keep track of who wins the hand. Some people will play to a certain point total. You can play to 5, you can play to 10, whatever makes sense for the amount of time that you have to play. But generally, each trick taken over 6 tricks is a point for your team. Now I've revealed my hand here just to kind of show you. I went ahead and I organized it by suit. And so ultimately, as the person left of the dealer is always going to lead the first trick. So I'm just going to pull a random card here. If this person leads the Queen of Clubs, now it must go around the table and you must follow suit. So this person is going to have to follow suit. They're going to play their 4 of clubs. This person has to follow suit. They're going to play their 7 of clubs. And now I have to follow suit. So I can take this by playing the king or the ace. So I would play the king. I would take this trick, and that's one trick towards scoring for my team. At that point, this card was revealed, right, during the deal. That's what showed what trump was. When it comes to the dealer for the first turn, they're able to just go ahead and pick up that card and put it into their hand to play in the future. And since I took the trick, whoever takes the trick gets to lead the next trick. So I can decide what I want to do here based on what's on my hand. I would go ahead and play the ace because, again, as long as everybody has the suit, they must follow suit, and I'm going to take that because nothing can beat my ace. However, if somebody didn't have that suit, they would be able to go ahead and trump in. Hearts is trump for this hand, so they'd be able to maybe throw a trump, and even though my ace is high in the suit, they would be able to trump and they would be able to take that trick. Again, the point of the game is to take as many tricks as possible. There are 13 possible tricks, so any over 6 that you take, you will score on. Once all 13 have been played and you are able to tally your points and you score, then you simply pass the deal to the person to the left of the dealer. They're going to shuffle again, deal out 13 cards to each player's again, and again, the final card will get flipped face up. That will show what trump is for that hand, and then you just continue playing to whatever point total you decided to play to, or however many total hands you predetermined to play. And really that's it. That's the game of whist. I think this game is a very simple trick-taking game. It introduces things like following suit, introduces trump, and it decides trump for you, so the table doesn't have to decide like in other games such as euchre. So I think this is a really simple game to teach people who are newer to trick-taking games, newer to trump games. You're able to teach this, and again, I think it's a very simple game, but it's still fun. You can always find rules to card games online. I think cards tend to have a lot of house rules in some cases, but the general rules are always going to be what we just talked about here. So listen, if you are a whist fan, I would love to hear from you. Are there any house rules that you love to play by? What are some of your favorite ways to play or some of your favorite variations? If you are just a card player, and maybe whist isn't your game, what is your game? And then I would invite you to go ahead and click like, comment, share this video, and hey, if you don't invite people to your house right now, if you don't invite people over to play some cards, this is your sign. Go buy a $5 deck of cards, invite people over, and start playing. And again, the goal for this isn't just to teach you how to play a game, but it's that you would take this and then invite people into your home. You would hang out with people. You would begin to build relationships, build community, cultivate healthy relationships through just good, fun community. And the reason that we're doing cards specifically is because cards are cheap. They're easy to come by. You can play a lot of games with them. I think it tears down a lot of the barriers that we put in place of, oh, I just don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't know what to do. Well, this is really cheap, it doesn't take a lot of time, and I'm telling you what to do and how to do it. So invite people over, play some cards, have some fun, build some community. We'll see you next time.